I'm going to put my microphone in.
That's what she said. All right, everyone. This is Masculine Geek number 66. This is order number 66, yes. TJ is, he has no pants on, and apparently whatever he has on his face, you're not allowed to see. So you get the icon today. So welcome to one of the best shows on the internet and one of the best days of the week, Wednesday night. 9 p.m. Eastern for all those that wish to know the itinerary. And yes, welcome everyone. Red Crusader, Mictibus, The Bit. Good to see you in the chat. Carpal tunnel. Sorry, you have carpal tunnel. It's not good.
We just need to start this whole thing off. What?
Juan.
Oh yeah, what's up,
In the
Juan?
chat.
Good afternoon. I guess it is afternoon for you, or late afternoon for you. Arthritis. Oh, metal. Yeah. What's up, Bacon?
Oh, Cabrera's here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was on the show for a little bit.
He doesn't. He's like Atham. I don't know if these Latinos in California do anything but tune into our awesome podcast all the time.
They do, and they send us nice super chats. That's nice.
They do. Yeah, they do.
They really.
They do. Yeah,
they do.
Yeah, wealthy Latinos.
Juan got drunk and sent us $10. Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Juan's bought me many a poke bowl. And to be honest, Juan, you could save your money, man. I know you got a kid, so
yeah, seriously.
Just
we
feed
appreciate
your kid.
We appreciate it either way.
Or maybe not feed your kid. If you want to be fair, flip a coin. Feed us or feed your kid. I think that'd be fair to the kid. 50-50 chance.
Yeah, every podcast, go ahead and make a coin toss. Yeah, I like it. It's a good idea, and this way you get to blame the universe and not yourself. So I do have some geek intel. I was one of our last broadcasts. I was mentioning the fact that I was going to go into my storage unit and clear that out and get rid of it. So I have been doing that this week. I'm about halfway through. So a couple of my book boxes yielded some treasures that I had forgotten that I had. Back when these movies came out, there were novellas or novelizations. What the fuck? Thank you, Bacon. There were some novelizations made of them. And obviously, from the tweet that I made, this is one of my favorite movies from the 80s. This is the novelization.
Oh, nice.
Interesting.
So I have that one. And then the Ghostbusters.
Oh.
And this one here, this is first person. It's as if Mikey's talking to you. So this is cool. It's written in his point of view. And then this is maybe not as well known, but good nonetheless, The Explorers.
What was that movie?
This was three kids who built a spaceship out of a piece of amusement park ride and went into space.
What was it? I know, but when did the movie come out?
I think 84 or 85. Let me see the book. The book was 85, so yeah, so around the same time, 84 or 85.
And obviously that was not as popular as the Goonies.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
And then there's the Dragon Slayer.
Nice
Novelization. These are all very good. And then one of the this is from later, almost into the 90s, but what is this? 88, 89? 88. Willow.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a great movie. Yeah.
Yeah, good book. So I'm going to go through these again this week and sort of relive that decade because as we all know, the 80s was the best. What's up, Borush?
Gen X privilege.
What's up, Alec?
Were you farting?
Yes. It's sound but deadly. No,
I have. I don't know if it's this time for the show, but I do have an insight that I just or epiphany I just had.
Mm-hmm.
Geekery includes video games, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So now, especially with the internet technology, you can play online. As a matter of fact, that's pretty much all people do. I got into this game called Call of Duty World War II.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's the perfect game if you like playing video games, but you're not addicted to them anymore. Because I remember when I was a kid, I could play through an RPG straight. 40 hours later, it's like, oh, where'd that summer week go? But this is where, you can play a game. Each game lasts maybe 5 to 10 minutes. There's unlimited weapons, essentially. You can weapon up in different ranks and things and little side quests you can do. But it's basically a first-person shoot. I mean, it's playing Halo online. killing all these people. But you can also get the headphones, and I think to balance geekery and masculinity, I think we can safely say that you are not a masculine geek if you derive all your value from maxing out and getting first place on any video game online live. Like if you get pissed off and are cursing at people on the internet because you killed them, or you're camping, or the smack talking that goes on in the lobby, and these guys are actually getting pissed. I understand there's smack talk and before the game locker room talk and trying to piss people off, but these people legit are angry at other players for the way they play. There's people that cheat where you can tap on a code and you'll teleport a little bit so you can't hit them. And they base their entire value on the fact that they got 1,000 rank on Call of Duty World War II. And it's not fun to play with them, but I'm thinking like, what kind of a fucking loser are you that you are seriously pissed off because people like, what if you get a reputation, I guess people will not play with you. And so if they recognize you, people will back out of the lobby and try and find another game. And this guy's like, that's what happens, man. That's what happens when you go up against me. I'm the king. I'm the king. I'm like, no, you're this ghetto kid who's fat probably, and this is all you got going on. And you're the best, great. You're the best at Call of Duty World War II. Now get your $1,200 check, you fucking bum, and go ask your mom for some more allowance money. It's shocking how it's not masculine. That's all I'm saying. It's just not masculine.
Unbelievable.
I'm shocked to discover gambling here. I gotta tell you guys.
Just shocked? Shocked?
What?
Shocked. Sir, you're winning.
Shocked and horrified?
So I don't know. Have any of you guys played video games to that level and ran into that culture yet? You have?
Oh yeah, I've run into the hate guys with the tea bagging and calling you everything but white and all that. I've run into them. I think it's hilarious because I'll just, poke the bear even more. You get them so fucking angry, usually they'll end up logging off.
I'm not that good at this game. Like I said, I just play for fun, and I'm a solid average, maybe slightly better than average player. But every once in a while, I'll kill the same guy 3 or 4 times in a row, and you could kind of see based on the rank when a person's running around, you could see how good they are, how highly ranked they are. And I'm like, kids, happened several times where I'll kill the same guy 3 times within a minute period, and they're just cursing at my screen name. Fucking, I mean, shit we can't even say here. I was like, dude, I killed your digital avatar 3 times. Nothing changed. Can't you just say, dang, that guy is really good. I'm going to get that guy next.
Happy. Yeah. Have you seen Ready Player One?
No. Is it anything worthwhile? Or
if you want to understand the mindset of someone that you're dealing with in these games, then watch the movie. I know the Great One himself did not like the movie, I believe.
Well, he's bad at choosing movies anyway, but go on.
Oh, speaking of which.
No, finish your point. Finish your point. We got all the time in the world.
Oh, all the time it's about. Okay. Yeah, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it could have been better, but it could have been worse too. But it takes place in the future for some reason, where it's so bad everyone is online. There's this
the
digital,
future.
Like
it
now?
takes place in the future.
It's like the future.
I know, exactly. But people, essentially, the real life is so miserable that they invest their lives on their online avatar, right?
And so this is the future, not a current documentary.
I felt like the movie
slowly moving in that direction.
I thought the movie was actually kind of a commentary on modern day, but that's how I interpreted it. But it's where when someone dies in the Oasis, which is what they call it, this online world, kind of like World of Warcraft, that represents kind of their life, right? Like that's where when you invest most of your time in an artificial reality and that artificial avatar dies, for people who don't have a life outside of that, that's all I'm going to tell you. That's all I got. don't know what else to say there.
And so, is it worth seeing then, or I might have pretty much got it? That
if you like a lot of '80s references, you'll like this movie.
How much was it like was it following the book?
I heard it was a lot different from the book. I actually read a review. Somebody was saying how much they disliked the book, and they were describing stuff in the book. And I was reading, I was thinking, one guy said that the main character is a gamma, and I'm reading, and it's like, yeah, he's blue pill. It's a blue pill film. Okay, most films, most music, most art is blue pill. Just live a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. But he's not a bad. I don't know. He's not a dislikable person in the movie, and so I don't know. I thought it was fun. It was just fine. Like, I just didn't take it that seriously. There's a lot of people who are like, "Oh my gosh, look at how much of a loser he is." You know,
that loses the effect if you don't see. You have to do that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's. I enjoyed it. And I reference it a lot in a lot of articles, podcasts, and the book we're working on. But there's a reason, because there's just a lot of applicable stuff, right? The idea that people are so miserable in the real life, they spend most of their time online reveling in 80s nostalgia. That's not the future. That's right now, right? That's where I really came to the conclusion that the dystopian genre is dead, because we're living it. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, fundamentally, not for nothing. We're living in a dystopian, see? Aaron Clarey lost his bet with me about James Bond. So, speaking of which, losing
feeding
bet.
off the Bond. Yeah. What? Hang on. Someone describe from the beginning this fucking bet.
Well, hold it. Do you want my version or the abbreviated Martinell version?
Let's go with the coin toss.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, let's go with the coin.
Are you
Either
sure?
way, it's going to take about an hour. So.
No, it ain't. I guarantee you I could clean it. I'd take a quarter of the time TJ would.
Cappy
Okay, so 15 minutes for Cappy, hour for TJ.
Okay,
All right, you both get 15 minutes. Split it between yourselves.
That's 7.5 minutes each. Go.
If you decide to go egalitarian equalism, then sure.
Cappy calls me up at 6 a.m. in the morning and says, I don't understand why you thought this Goldfinger wasn't the greatest Bond movie. So we have an argument about what?
That's gay.
Yeah.
So we are beating off to Bond.
Yeah. So anyways, guys, I'm trying to be brief. So he says, hey, let's have someone be an arbitrator and figure this out. Right. So we're like, oh, how about The Great One? So The Great One does a podcast that was released today. His site's down, in which he did a mathematical equation to figure out which was the best Bond film, and by a slim but nevertheless by a majority, For Your Eyes Only beat Goldfinger. So Cappy has been defeated, and he now owes me money
And a poster.
Right,
which will be spent on a very bad tasting Cowboy Bebop poster, Faye Valentine.
I haven't decided yet. I might get Spike Spiegel.
How I was listening to the Great Ones podcast I got through most of it until he tallied up For Your Eyes Only's data. And I figured he won because you were already bragging on the internet. But man, he milked that for everything he got. It was an hour and a half analysis of 2 Bond movies. I'm like, Jesus, Great One. But let me ask you this, TJ, and let me ask the audience. These two old fogies next to us. Did you think he was on? Now, I know he was honest, but do you agree with his assessment of the James Bond girls in Goldfinger, where he ranked them at roughly an average of 4.5?
You're asking me to?
No, I'm asking TJ. I'm asking.
I was going to say I don't.
So I didn't necessarily agree with everything. Obviously, I didn't agree with everything that he said about the way. Look, I know this is gonna bore Rob to death. He's gonna die. We keep talking about it, but I thought the women in Goldfinger were like, it was a great movie. Visually, it was a great movie. Beautiful women, beautiful vehicles. Everything was great. I just didn't think the story was as solid.
I'm not asking about the story. All I want to know, this is just a simple question, TJ. Did the average girl in Goldfinger rate a 4.5
No,
out of
dude,
10
they rated
points?
like a 9.
Right, but
average,
then he ranks them a 4.5, which was my whole point. And here's the thing where
I still lost that.
I know. Oh no, I'll pay. I chose him as, but I should have known better because he's like one of these weirdos that likes John Carpenter films, and he hated what was the Napoleon Solo remake? The Man from U.N.C.L.E. He hated that movie. I should have known better because I was like, oh yeah. Because how much you want to bet, TJ? Our two movies that we like are nowhere near his top 5 James Bond film. He's probably likes Daniel Craig when his ass was hanging out or something like that.
You like Daniel Craig's ass?
No, the great one probably does.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's really into redheads, so I don't know. I'm feeling like we're gonna bore a couple of the people present. So
why they don't like Bond?
No, Rob hates Bond.
You hate really, Rob?
Biggest
Hate's a
waste
strong
of time
word.
ever.
Wow, I didn't know you were a pedophile. I had no idea.
At least I'm not a living waste of skin like somebody. My God, what a waste of time. Bond is a complete and utter waste of fucking time.
Well, what movies do you like then?
Not Bond.
Okay.
But I will go with you on one, though, Aaron. I'm not much into, what was that other one that you absolutely hated?
The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
No, I love The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
No, this isn't a Bond thing.
No, you didn't like Dr. Strangelove.
That's
No,
the
I
one.
hate it. Thank you, Rob.
There you go.
Yeah,
I'm at least
and
with
that's
you
where
on
you
that.
called me up at 2 a.m. You're like, oh, what the fuck? I lost 2 hours of my life on this.
And that's
crap,
how I
blah, blah, blah."
feel every time Bond comes out. Well, there's
a
another 2
difference
hours
with
I'm
you,
not
Rob.
going to waste.
You're not calling people up in the middle of fucking night.
No, but I'm sitting here
Aaron will call you
my life
out of a dead fucking sleep.
See, and that's what kind of irked me because when I called TJ, I was getting my morning coffee. I was going for a walk. I'm like, oh, it's got to be like it's 6:30 here. It's got to be 4:30 there, some ungodly early morning. So I'm like calling TJ, and he answers the phone. He's all chipper and awake, like, oh hey, Aaron, what's up? I'm like, aren't you sleeping? He's like, no, I got up early. I'm like, damn it.
He's like in one of those old Disney movies where he's like out talking to the birds and being all chipper and shit. Is that what TJ was?
Oh shit.
Oh,
That's what good whiskey does to you.
can we agree on this? We have all seen
Thanks, Homeschool.
Goldfinger.
Yes.
No,
Okay, well, this will be the last. You've never saw Goldfinger?
no, I'm not going to waste my time on Bond.
All right.
I watched a couple old ones and I was like, I don't see what all the big
Rob
deal
would
Okay,
rather
all right.
go back to church.
they could do about nothing.
For the 3/4 of us that have seen Bond, do we all agree when Pussies Galore Flying Circus comes out in their little uniforms, like that was good?
That was pretty
Okay,
good.
I just want to see. Rob, that's all you got to watch is that part. You don't even have to watch James Bond. He's not in that scene. It's just Pussy Galore's Flying
someone
Circus.
can find the scene on YouTube.
Hang
We'll
on.
get it right now.
Let me see. I'll find it.
Share
Find that
it
shit
out.
right now. We'll get it out. Let
Rah.
everyone collectively jerk off to it, and then we'll be done with it.
Almost like
It'll be a literal beating off to Bond. Everyone,
So, Rob,
if you see all the video go out, then you
Rob,
know.
if you had to talk about your legacy or Bond, which one
Oh,
would you
yeah.
pick?
Here we go. I found it,
Neither.
guys.
I'm not going to talk about fucking either one of them.
Do you want it in the private chat?
No,
Vince?
just throw it up. Throw it up.
live. All right, I put it in the private.
Throw it up like you're
Well, hang
drunk at a party.
on. Well, you want me to share it out? I'll share it out.
Share it because I can. It won't let me put
Share
it.
the screen, then I can see what the big to do is.
It's cute.
Hang on.
It's like they got uniforms.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, they've got
Handles like
Tig Bitties.
something, Skipper. Yeah, they got the pointy bras.
Rah. Yeah, yes, they do. They got that Howard Hughes no shimmy bra going there.
Yeah, well. You know what? They're all blondes.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
I'm not like visually. Goldfinger was great. Like there were so many beautiful women in that movie.
Yeah, and what's his name gave him a 4.5.
Well, dress rehearsal went like a dream, Skipper.
Oh,
You'll get your final brief
nice.
tonight. That'll be all for now.
Was that
Now
Rob?
watch him go.
I was-
I like the burp in the middle of it, Rob. That was pretty good. Well done. It's very appropriate.
So,
well, there we go. Now I've seen it. Yeah, I don't ever have to ever see anything about Bond ever again. So I've done it. Aaron, you owe me a big one.
why do I owe you a big? I just showed you blondes with tits and uniforms that match. What more do you need?
Naked tits.
Well, go to the interwebs for that.
Trust me, I've been there.
No.
I'll tell you, watching that, they're not bad looking for being that they're probably geriatric nowadays. But if I had to choose, since we're doing Would You Rather, TJ brought up Legacy or Bond, and I'll bring up a better one. Would I rather watch Bond or Showgirls? I'd rather watch Showgirls. And that was a stupid fucking movie. But at least in there's titties and hoo-ha going on.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So you won, TJ, right?
Mm-hmm.
You won. So you won this bet.
So there's
What did you win?
Cappy?
He won $25 and a poster of his choosing. And then I don't have to sing the very sorry song or something like that.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me look up the
ready.
very sorry song. The very sorry song.
You know,
Me.
in hindsight, I should have picked From Rush with Love because I would have just completely cleaned your clock on that one.
No, because the great one is his tastes are so skewed.
Well, he's
That
in the
one-
red. He's like, it's so funny that he and Adam Piggott do their podcast together.
Yeah.
Adam has made it an official policy. He will not feature any redheads on his website. Whereas the great one, it's like kind of as a secondary redhead site. Like if you like redheads, go to the great one's website when it goes back up. But
You know, Bacon has the best chicks, though. I gotta admit.
Yeah, he does.
Oh. Where does he get
What
this?
is with the bourbon?
We're drinking. What do you want?
Finding a Calvin and Hobbes, the very sorry song. Now they're playing. They're playing their game. What was the game they played? Calvin Ball. They're playing Calvin Ball.
Calvin Ball.
Yeah, don't you remember Calvin Ball?
No.
They make up the rules as they go along.
Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah, Calvin and Hobbes. Don't you ever read Calvin and Hobbes?
I love Calvin Hobbes.
And you don't remember Calvin Ball?
No.
Here, but I hit you with the Calvin Ball. You have to put the flag back and sing the I'm Very Sorry song. I don't have to sing the song. I was in the no song zone. No, you weren't. I touched the opposite pole, so now the no song zone is the song zone. I didn't see you touch the opposite pole. You have to declare it. I declared it by oppositely by not declaring it. Start singing. Oh, here it is.
Sing, you fuck.
Here's the song, TJ. Here's the very sorry song. Won't you help me and sing along? Boom, boom, boom. I blew it. He's sorry. I knew it. So sorry. I'm very sorry that I took your precious flag. Just don't do it anymore, you scurvy scallywag. There. That's the I'm very sorry song.
So roughly at about 23 minutes, there's my new ringtone.
Well, if
There
you
you
got
go.
a
Cappy. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
put this in the private chat. This is the poster I was thinking of getting. What do you think of it?
well, it's whatever one you want.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying as a fellow Cowboy Bebop
All right, let's
aficionado,
take a look here. Let's take a look.
Let me share it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, share that shit out.
he's even
that's-
got Aaron Clarey's gay hand.
Oh my God.
That's true. He does. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The hand I had on my back right because I thought I had cancer.
I
Oh
think,
my
no.
Aaron hand.
Cancer hand.
Aaron, I think you do that. I think you do that hand all the time.
I don't do that hand all the time. I know because I was leaning the entire time because that's where it hurt. Oh
Like
my
this?
God.
With your hand like this?
No, not like it was like leaning. I don't know. I had it multiple ways. I didn't take a study as to how my hand was. I just had it on my side.
We're here
Yeah,
to
he's
tell
playing
you.
the cancer card like he's some,
I don't have cancer. It's that you guys give. Oh, look at that weak ass man thinking he's got cancer leaning on his side. They only found a spot on his liver. What a pussy.
What's the ultimate prognosis on that?
Oh, I'm fine. What it ended
Say
up
that
being
again. What was that?
Oh, right
What was
there.
that?
Right there. I can't. You guys are older than me. Can't wait. Oh, something came back. Oh, you're whatever.
Aaron, when we're not making fun of you, then you know we're not friends.
I
with
know.
you.
I know.
You know. So that's
God, somebody. I forgot who it was, but they were all like, "Oh, are you all right?" I'm like, What? No, not really. Why are you acting like this? This is very odd. Very odd. It's also like Magnum PI treating Higgins with respect. It threw me off a little bit, but apparently this person really liked me. It's like, yeah, we don't have to do this, you know.
Yeah, Aaron, whenever you call me up and just say, I really appreciate you, TJ, I'm like, so how many days do you have left to live?
Yeah. No, that won't ever happen.
TJ, you've always been that great friend. It's like, so how
Are we
many weeks
dying
do you have?
again, Aaron? Is that what it is?
You know what, TJ? Remember the scene where I think Spike falls out of the church because he fought Vicious?
Yeah.
And then he's like, his entire body is in a cast.
Yeah.
And FaZe is humming and whistling, and he's dreaming
You're
that
off
it's
tune.
Julia. And that's what I would say.
You're off.
You're off key. And she just hits him with it. That's what I would do on my deathbed, TJ.
Oh my
You're
gosh.
still gay.
I'll have you bury. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use money to have a statue built of you where you've got the gay hand and holding a cup of coffee.
You know what? You guys can do that. That's
Damn
fine. That's just I don't care. I don't care.
There you go.
We'll just
My
play
legacy will speak for myself. My books will outdo any propaganda you guys do to me. And here's his gay hand. 2,000 years from now, the Marxists over at the liberal arts school will be reinstituted, and
They'll
they'll
be
say,
showing
"Oh
the-
yeah, Aaron Clarey was gay. We have proof."
I'll be showing the gay hand memes. Yeah.
Famous gay people from the
And he
20th
was a teacher
century.
too.
Aaron
Did you know
Clarey.
that?
He was hidden closet homosexual. He claimed he was libertarian and very understanding of gay rights, but he was really gay. Look at this statue, his friend T.J. Martinell. And it's like, yeah, I'll just become and they'll debunk all my works and
No,
Exactly.
you'll be required. Reading.
Either way, you'll still be dead, so you won't give a fuck.
I won't care. No.
Yep.
I hate to say it. I just wish there's a big ass TV wherever I'm going so I can watch the world go to hell. Just as like, oh yeah, that's funny. Then I will watch the sports ball. I'm like, what's on the game? Oh, the world goes to shit. This is my favorite sport.
Yeah, I think I'll get that poster. That's a good one.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad because I wanted to like make a shirt. There's some really great fan art out there, and
Yeah.
just some real. And I'd like to make a poster or a shirt. And every time I try to upload it, like on Cafe Press, we're like, oh, this is copyrighted. It's like, dude, I'm making one shirt. And I'm thinking I'm going to have to go just to the local people now and like, here, make me one. And it's going to be easier. Be way easier. Maybe even order in bulk and like, hey, I bought 20 cups.
You could order in bulk and then open up a Amazon store and ship it. And you have like a locker there at Amazon and just they'll do all the packaging and everything for you.
So wait,
You could send your own product over to Amazon if you have an Amazon. It's called an FBA account or something like that.
okay.
Yeah, and then you just ship the product over there, and you have them. You could either, you could do the whatever logo you want on it. You send them the information,
Okay.
and they handle all the shipping, the returns, and you don't touch nothing. Obviously, they take their cut, but you don't touch anything.
Maybe I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
I know Amazon tried to set up a merch account, and that was a nightmare to set up.
Oh, it's a
and
pain in the ass.
Yeah,
it's
and
a
they
huge
wanted-
pain in the ass.
They wanted your driver's license.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, go fuck yourself. Just,
Yep.
But the good news is they closed it. They're not doing any more merch account. I think they made the hurdle to entry so high, no one took advantage of them.
Oh, okay.
That's too bad. I wanted to get that picture of TJ and Rob flexing with the leaves behind them and the little
Oh,
fig
yeah.
leaf around the corner. I think that would have been I'm going to get that as a poster.
Did you completely do that? Yep. That's fantastic.
We got the Addams family house behind the background there, or what is that?
That's just the a random mansion. This is just further proof. We talked about this
I don't
last.
talk about it, but
Jesus Christ! No, it's not the Addams Family. No, it's not the Addams Family.
All right.
No, it looks like it may be a little bit, kind of, sort of.
It kind of reminds me of that time you messaged me on Facebook saying, "Hey, are we friends on Facebook?"
Did I probably mistyped said Twitter or something.
I was like, "Yes."
I got all these different media
I know,
accounts. And
dude,
sometimes I get them confused.
I don't know how. I seriously don't know how you guys like you juggle. You know, there's guys on Twitter where they get hundreds of messages in their DMs. I don't know how they deal with all that stuff. I'd go crazy. I'm kind of glad that, you know, I don't know how people who are like famous are constantly getting bombarded with messages. I don't know how they deal with it.
Well, because to
No, they
DM,
don't.
you have to follow them back. So I really don't get hit. Where I get hit the most is email.
Yeah.
And asshole consulting people get the idea, like, don't email me unless you expect to pay. But then they'll go to my blog and arranging anything from, hey, can we be friends? I hear you're in Vegas too. It's like, no, we can't fucking be friends. I don't know who you are. You're a rando on the internet. You could be an assassin ready to kill me. To, hey, here's an 8-page thing. What do you think? Solve my life problems.
What do you get? You get nudes in your emails from random chicks, though. Aaron.
That has actually tanked. There was like a bubble, like maybe 5 years ago, 10 to 5 years ago, where I would get like female fans, but that's just fallen off the wayside for whatever reason.
So the chicks went away and the angry young Spurgs showed up. I
have, because I was just a bundle of joy and optimism 10 years ago.
Oh, it's probably worse 10 years ago. Red, do me a favor. Stop messaging me on fucking Instagram. God damn, how many times do I have to tell you? Fuck.
Does anyone check their Instagram messages?
Not like, well, apparently I have to because this keeps going off.
I didn't realize how many people are on Instagram. Like I'll post an image on Facebook or Twitter, you know, of like, you know, 2 gay guys in fig leaves, and it'll get some traction. But dude, you upload that to Instagram, like everybody's like, that'll get like twice the amount of likes or comments. I was like, is that many people on Instagram? Like the picture of me, like my lake where I'm running or whatever.
Red, I'm just busting your balls. Just when we're here on doing the broadcast and you need to get a hold of me, Twitter, DM me, because I have my Twitter open and I have this open. Obviously, it's the best way. I don't have Instagram set up on my, as I said before, I don't do the Instagram on my laptop. So there. And it goes for the rest of you guys. Do not reach out to me on Instagram. Fuck.
Be careful, Big Joe. Some of these people have sensitive feelings.
That's right. Hey. Hit me with them negative waves.
Man.
God,
that was such a good movie. You boomer.
You DM me on Instagram, I will instantly block you. Do not test me on this.
Did you get messaged on Twitter?
I don't know.
You said to have people message you on Twitter.
They're completely not doing that. Well, there is a Red. Why don't you just send Aaron directly the meme that you're talking about?
Hey, there's a good idea.
I'm not your Miles Standish between you two lovers. Okay,
I'm on Twitter.
Jesus.
Yeah, at Aaron_Clarey or something like that.
What's this guy's name?
Red Crusader 3.
Do I follow him?
I don't know.
If you're not, you should.
I'm not keeping track of who you follow and who you don't.
Damn it, you guys are all my secretarial bitches. What's it?
No,
Red Crusader
I'm not.
3. Red Crusader 4. Red Crusader 3. Nothing's coming up. And Vince, you didn't get my message I sent you on Twitter.
Just now? Hang on, let me take a look. All right. Amos. All right, Amos, that's better. Those are good. And that, like I said, this is on Twitter. I'll answer for the most part, fundamentally, and not for nothing. I will answer questions on DMs on Twitter. Instagram messages. Well, having said that, if I'm not on the broadcast, I can attend to Instagram. Instagram is mainly for your phone, not the laptop.
You know what this reminds me of? You ever see those videos where like these Insta thoughts and these hot girls on the internet get all pissed off at their fans because they're only making $500 in donations that hour? Like,
only? I know, right?
Come on here.
Aaron,
what?
Aaron, how much money do you give them when they throw a tantrum?
Oh, good one. Good one. No, but there's like someone will record it, and these gals have become so entitled to expect like $1,000 a show or whatever, and they're not doing anything. They're just like, "Hey guys, what's going on? I'm not going to talk and be on this thing and message me here on Instagram. I'm important. Don't Instagram me on Twitter. I have things going on."
You have things going on?
Well, whatever.
You have a few things. Except when you're calling people at 4 a.m.
Guys, this is also why we like thought patrols need to come back into play.
Why? Why do we have to go waste our time?
I'm just saying, like, you know, as a society and culture, but I know that's not going to happen.
Let women make their money. Who cares?
Exactly. Fuck it.
What do we care? I'm not their mother, and I don't want
not their dad. They want to show their twats on Instagram. Show their twats. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I'm not paying them.
Like, what else are boys going to do nowadays? You know, what? Leave the house?
Well, you know what it is? They're going to be angry on Xbox and teabag and call you all kinds of racial slurs.
Right.
That's why we need Instagram thoughts. That way the kids can jerk off to that.
Right. It's kind of like in real war, but not, where the boys go to war in fake war games, and then they come back, and then there's the nurses, the Florence Nightingales, but they're like the hospital is these the porn rooms. And then they nurse these guys back to health after they drink some Mountain Dews and eat some Cheetos, and, you know, wipe the sweat out from underneath their man boobs, like dry that out, put some toilet paper underneath there or something. Then they go back to play in the field, and they get promoted to colonel. And that's just what I imagine it's like. I don't know. Somebody asked Chris Beckloff. Just kidding. I love Chris.
How's he doing?
He's good. I think he came back. Let me check his site real quick. Because he did one podcast, which was about cringe. It was he went this weird way where he used to do geekery and politics and all that other stuff to now, or right before he left, where it was all like, "Oh, look at the horror! Look at what this crazy guy did." He just do video responses basically. And that's what he did recently with the last one. So I was kind of like, I prefer we talked about, you know, Spider-Man and all this. Oh, he's got 4 up. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So there's a couple more. So yeah, it looks like maybe he's back. Maybe he's producing new stuff.
Cool. He's on my side of the nation, right? He's like Pennsyltucky.
Pennsyltucky. He lives with the Quakers, not the Quakers, the Amish, the Amish.
Mm-hmm.
Lives with them Amish.
I visited him. He's south of Lancaster quite a bit. He's like, "Oh, I live in Lancaster," and so then he says, "Meet me at this restaurant in Lancaster, and I'll drive you out to my house." I'm like, "Okay." Well, 45 minutes after we leave, we finally pull up to your house. I'm like, "You don't live in Lancaster. We are so far from Lancaster right now." And then I pushed on. I had to go to King of Prussia because his dad was all freaked out that I might spend the night. But he was okay with Davis Arini crashing there.
What?
Yeah, well, Davis and Beckloff are friends. Well, I guess they were friends at one time.
The 30 Years War.
Yeah, the 30 Days War. The 30 Days War.
30 Days War.
I forgot about that. Right. But anyways, I'm like, well, why does Davis get to stay and I don't? What gives? You like Canadians? You know, like you hate people from Minnesota? What?
That's not. Yeah, I don't know. No comment.
Is that true?
What?
Canadians don't like Minnesotans?
No. For whatever reason, Chris' dad didn't want me crashing there.
Well, he heard about your gay hand.
He saw that. He's like, "Not around my son."
Yeah, exactly. Don't sodomite.
And this was my couch surfing days, and I was like, "Oh, I could crash with Beck." Like, "Oh no, you can't stay here." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "All right, fine." Like, where do I gotta go? And I had to move on to King of Prussia, and so I stayed at some hotel casino. By a mall, if that makes any sense, Vince. There was a lot of sisters dressed up for the evening. Lots of nails, lots of weaves. Lots of huge asses where I like could not go any further to the right of the hallway to let two of them pass. It's like, look, three normal people could walk easily with enough, but you two have taken up so much room. You got to squeeze my twiggy little ass to get over here. But that was different.
No, when was this?
This was 5 years ago.
Oh, shit.
This was... No, I visited you on the motorcycle ride. That
was like 3 years ago when you came out to Silver Springs.
Yeah, this is before that.
No, he didn't come out for that meeting, right?
No, Beckloff, he doesn't leave his house.
Oh, okay.
Only time I have known Chris Beckloff to leave Pennsylvania is when he came out to Vegas when me, Forney, Arini, and a couple other guys were there, and we all hiked Angel's Landing in Zion National Park, which...
I can't believe you guys did that.
Why not? What's so wrong about doing that?
Angel's Landing, dude. I get what is it called? Fear of heights. I get panic attacks just looking at what people hike up.
Oh,
like the part where you have to grapple the chain and the wrong foot, your foot the wrong place, you fall thousands of feet. Yeah, that part. That part.
Well, let me ask you this, and this is what I mean. You should be afraid of heights because you want to live. That's a good natural.
You don't want to fall from them. That's the problem.
But in all your hiking, TJ, have you come across a cliff that's only like, say, 50 feet tall, and you're okay walking across that?
So my whole thing is it's psychological. So if it's if it's dangerous, that doesn't bother me. If it's a steep or what is it called, exposed, I'll have a panic attack. But if it's
50 feet tall,
even if it's 50 feet tall, man, I get up on. Yeah, but I've walked across snow fields where if I had fallen, I probably would have slipped off the side of the mountain. But
so you get vertigo is what you get then.
I suppose I'm not quite sure. I don't know what the difference is between that and God, what is the name of the Fear of Heights?
Sanity.
I mean,
I'm not like hugging heights either, but yeah, you should be. But you're saying you wouldn't be able to function that high up.
I would completely freeze up.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. No joke. I would be like, I'd be trembling.
I'm surprised all the hiking you've done.
Yeah, but I've only hiked, I think the most exposed I've hiked, like there was two times. One was Kings Peak in Utah. The other time was, I can't remember when it was, but for example, I did a peak last year with my cousin, and there was so much mist and fog at the top that I couldn't see. So I wasn't like, it was probably very exposed. I just couldn't see. So it didn't bother me, right? And we had to rappel down, right? We had to use ropes and all that stuff. So, and we had to do climbing to get up to the top. But it didn't bother me because I couldn't see. It's all psychological and visual.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's how I operate. So I look at Angel's Landing and I'm thinking, I'm in good shape. I've hiked, but you brought two guys or a couple of guys who, like Beckloff, who are not into hiking, and took them up there. I'm surprised they didn't have panic attacks.
No, I think they were so tired by the time they got to the part where you actually go out on the cliff, they didn't care. Because they all made it. Yeah, I got to hand it to Beckloff. He made it. Forney made it. Everyone made it. But I think you could just see Beckloff was so tired, and he'll never go hiking with me again. But I don't think anyone, I don't think anyone was that afraid of the heights because you're not, unless you walk up to the cliff, you're at least 5 feet from the cliff.
Yeah, that's my point. Like I would have a panic attack.
Okay. Yeah, the rest of us, I think everyone made it because we're not pussies. I think that's how we did it. Actually, you know what we should do, TJ, is if you can get up to the spine without any cliffs, and it's perfectly all right. And there's a chain where you don't have to go out onto actual Angel's Landing. You'll still get a view from the cliff with the chain. If you want, we could bring some rope and I'll just tie it around you. So then that way you can look over it because there's nothing cooler than like 1,200 feet straight freaking down. It's really neato.
Yeah, I'm looking at photos right now, and I'm like, I'm having to take another shot of whiskey just to calm.
Look at Canyonlands National Park. There are cliffs like that all over, and not just cliffs straight down, but where they go underneath your feet because the rock concaves. So like, there's no climbing up it. It's just great. It's just great.
Yeah, I'm looking.
That's one thing. That's one thing I have not done. That's skydiving.
It's kind of cool. I think. Gotta try it.
I don't know if I'll do that.
I might go out to Moab. I should look. Hang on. Let me take a look at prices in Moab.
You don't want to come to Moab.
Well, how else am I going to do Canyonlands?
You don't want to go to Canyonlands either.
That's my favorite national park.
No, Utah doesn't want you.
What do you mean it doesn't want? That's funny. They take my money.
A T-shirt with Utah doesn't want me with Aaron's face on it.
That's right. You can drive around Utah or fly over Utah, but you can't land or come into Utah. Utah doesn't want you.
Oh my gosh, prices are so cheap. Look at this, Rob. I'm gonna be in your neighborhood.
Oh, damn it.
Look, cat free.
So you can
so he can
complain,
quarantine in place for 14 days.
Yes, and also so you can complain about cat hair and then leave early.
Right.
It's like under $100 in some places a night. It was $300 a night, and I went off season. Oh my goodness!
What? $300 a night to stay at a hotel?
Yeah, I like just an average hotel.
So here it was crazy. So when I went to London, I was in the dead center of London for a week, and I did an Airbnb. And granted, it was as basic, like there was a mattress on the floor. That was it. There was a room, then there was a bathroom with a shower in the bathroom, right? All that stuff. It was $35 a night, right?
It's a steal.
Yeah, it was a steal. I spent no money. And, some people were like, oh, well, you didn't stay in a bed. No, I slept on a mattress. It was fine. Like, I'm used to dealing with that kind of stuff. So the idea of spending $300 a night for a hotel, something doesn't sit right.
Well, it's because so many people want to go to Moab, and there's not that many hotels, and I mean, there's so much stuff out there. The secret's gotten out, especially amongst the rich folk. But there's amazing whitewater rafting. There's Highway 128. There's Arches National Park. This is all within a 4-mile radius of Moab, and the parks are so big. Arches you just kind of drive through, but Moab is so big it takes. I got to spend like at least a month out there to do it. And I may just go do that. I don't know because I ain't getting any younger.
That's true.
No, you are not.
No. I just want to get a picture of me standing here with my right hand on my side.
Yes.
Oh, we can arrange that.
Good.
You should just do that. Take a selfie of yourself next to your motorcycle doing that in every location that you visit.
I already have a picture of me on Highway 128. If you guys are real curious, look up Highway 128 out of Moab. And you'll see just some amazing views, just amazing. Cool. And like, it's one of those things where you think, oh, I go through it the first time, the novelty's over. You forget how tall those cliffs are and how amazing the view is.
When you first rode through them, what time of day was it?
The first time I was driving to Moab and it was daytime. It was around 2 p.m. because I remember I then made it to Arches. It was starting to become dusk. Where did I stay? Oh, I drove around and then I headed back to Grand Junction, Colorado, because I was staying with a buddy of mine. And I did daily trips because the hotels were that pricey. It paid to do the 2-hour round commute from Grand Junction to Moab, even though it would cut into your hiking. But then the motorcycle ride, I headed out the other direction, and I was just like, dang, you can't just look and drive at the same time because the road goes like this. It's following the Colorado River. So you just kind of want to stop and look and like, holy shit. And that's one thing I got to do is with prices this low, it may be worth dropping $2,000 to have an entire month out there just to sit and take, because there's so much. It's such a big area.
Mm-hmm. Cool. The fuck? Somebody got uncorked.
It got unstuck.
That was a Foley for you.
Yeah. Holy cow! I got a bunch of requests at Asshole Consulting.
Nice.
Aaron, will you pose with the gay hand for me?
Here's 20. If they pay you have to do it. You
If
have
they
to
pay,
do it.
yeah. What? Who?
You know what? We're all going to pay him. We're going to do it once a week. We're going to make him do it. Rob, you can start off, then I'll do it, and then TJ will send him $25.
Okay, $25. I'll post and send out a picture of me doing the gay hand. I'll do
Fantastic.
Or as I like to call it, I might have cancer pose, but you know who cares?
Is that the official when you're like walking around the hospital with the
No,
that,
that's
with
what
that,
it was, Vince. That's what it was.
With the gown with the ass hanging out?
No, I didn't have to take off my clothes for any of that. I had to go for an MRI, so I had to like strip down to my skivvies or something like that. But I never had the drapery or that thing, and I wasn't. It was all tests. There wasn't any overnight staying at a hospital or a gurney. No IV, no nothing.
No
like
IV.
that.
Okay.
Just like, oh yeah, you're gonna be fine. Oh, thanks. A month
Cool.
and a half later.
Yeah, you were definitely fine.
Who's paying me $25 to take a picture?
We all are every week.
Every week, really?
Yeah.
All right, well, send it to my PayPal.
What's your throw it in the private chat.
In the private chat.
Yep. We'll also be sending other instructions as well. So
No, you get a picture. A picture. You know, shove a piece of celery up your ass and look like a green unicorn. No.
Spurg,
You get-
Get a butt plug with a ponytail on the end of it.
there you go. You're the one with the foxtail.
Please go buy that URL. Spurg free D&D.
I don't have time to program it. How long do you think that site would be up for
Just
Karen at whatever hosting company files a complaint?
That's true. You get
kind of like the great one.
You know what would make a good Saturday Night Live skit?
what's that?
You tell.
They'd never do it, but there could be like Spur Go Away and
Spurgaway?
Spurg Away. Thank you. There we go. There's this bottle.
Spray.
I'm like, oh,
Spray.
I want to play Dungeons and Dragons, but nobody here is normal. No one can count to 5, and they're all crying because they can't cast their spell because their father's one roll. Have
Here's
you tried
Spurgaway.
Spurgaway, what's that? Spray. And then all of a sudden, like, this kid who's like all messed up, has got piercing, and then just magically he's got his hair combed, he put on deodorant, wears a normal shirt. It's like, I'll roll for initiative. The next one, this guy crying on the table, pounding down Mountain Dew and yelling, and he's like,
And you spray it on. Suddenly, poses like a straight guy.
It's basically like a Nutty Professor kind of scenario here.
yeah. He goes, turns into Buddy Love. Yeah.
There you go. But the Buddy Love, the get rid of the Spurg Buddy Love D&D player. Oh, I like it. Okay.
That is, speaking of which, that is good. You've seen the Nutty Professor, right?
Oh, I own it.
The scene where he gets an Alaskan polar bear heater poured for him
Yep.
is one of the best scenes of American history. Like,
Yep.
pay attention. Listen to
Pay
that.
attention.
What it will
Oh,
be.
you're
A lemon peel, an orange peel, an orange peel.
Little
Mix it. Nice.
Make it nice.
Make it nice.
It'll belt you in the mouth. Listen. It's like, oh, not bad, and then just
Oh,
falls the fuck over
Not
after a sip.
yeah. Just
Wait,
pushes him over.
Let me see if I can
See if you can find that.
scene.
It's a
I'm gonna
brilliant
find that.
scene.
I'm gonna find that because you
What'll
are
it
correct. It is a good
be?
scene. What'll it be? Say it with me.
Oh, good. Did anyone tell you couldn't sing? Make me a polar bear heater. Make me an Alaskan polar bear heater. He comes back with all the bullets. You say a polar bear heater? No, you said a polar bear
I
heater.
said an
I said an
Alaskan
Alaskan
polar
polar bear heater. I
There
never
you
heard
go.
of that. You never heard of that until now.
I got it. I'm gonna let the ad play first. In the people business.
Excuse me, darling. I don't recall dismissing you.
Rah. Fucking ads, can't stand them.
Darn
All right,
ads
here we
making everything free.
Seriously, fucking pieces of shit. All right, so
Make me an Alaska polar bear heater. Come on.
Say, why don't you pick on somebody your own disposition?
Oh, please, Mr. Barroom Brawler. Don't hurt me or anything like that.
Awesome.
Did you say a polar bear heater? No, you said it. I said an Alaskan polar bear heater. I never heard of that. Until now. All right, pay attention. 2 shots of vodka. Little rum. Some bitters. And a smidgen of vinegar.
A smidgen. Are you going to drink this here or are you going to take it home and rub it on your chest?
Hey, that was terrific. Hey, did you hear that, folks? A regular George Bernard Shaw. Good boy. And he did it all by himself. You did it all by yourself and nobody helped you. That's terrific. And with your very own big mouth. Now, if you don't want this cocktail shaker to become a part of your gums, mix the drink, shut your mouth, and pay attention. Is that clear? Repeat after me. I'll pay. I'll pay attention. All right, let's continue. A shot of vermouth.
A shot of vermouth.
A shot of gin.
A little gin.
A little brandy. Lemon peel.
A lemon peel.
Orange peel.
Some orange peel.
Cherry. Some more scotch. Now, mix it nice. Then pour it into a tall glass.
Hey, I never tried one of these. Do you mind if I take a sip?
Oh, go right ahead.
Not bad.
I love that scene.
That's how TJ orders his drinks at the German bustier house or the broad house, whatever the German.
I'll pay attention.
Yeah, that was. When he gets Dr. Warfield to reenact King Lear.
Oh
He's
yeah,
got his pants down with the umbrella.
Forgot about
You're
that.
wonderful, Doc. You're
and then he
wonderful.
walks away.
Oh God!
Oh, fuck, so good. If you haven't seen that movie, go watch.
Hello,
it.
Father. Father.
Father,
I say Father.
Father.
It's your son, Julius.
Julius. Yes.
Your son. Yes. Yes.
Oh God, so funny. All right, what's going on in the chat here? Pay attention. I'll pay attention.
I'll pay attention.
Pay attention. So TJ, what is actually going on over there? Do you have the icon? And you don't want to show.
Oh, sorry. The icon.
Yeah.
No. Sorry.
So that's the meme you created for the Masculine Geek.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
See? You're gonna like it. See, you're gonna tune in every week. See.
That's right.
Meow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Oof, that's a good one.
Yeah. Somebody's got to be a sissy.
Oh fuck.
God, I could smell that from here, Vince.
I know it's bad. Just hold your nose. Use your mask, you fucker. You should be quarantining.
I tell you, I was kind of tempted to get masks with boobies or a swastika or the hammer and sickle or something.
And that's how you get there in life.
something just what I'm trying to help out society, but not spreading disease. What?
There you go. The Captain Capitalism mask.
Nah, that takes. I already tried my hand at merch, and it's too much a pain in the ass that I'm not going to bother. Although I did send a rather nasty gram to Redbubble, and basically said, "Okay, why? Because you inspired me, Vince." You said, "No, I'm not going to let him get off that easy." I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? I'll whip up a real email. I'm pretty good at writing."
Mm-hmm.
And so I banged out an email, and at the end it says, please let me know because I have thousands of people who follow me on social media, and I just want to let them know if they can rely on you or if Karen's going to always, something to that extent. And I haven't heard back from them yet, but It's
Yeah, the communications person is talking to them and like, how do we deal with this?
I don't know. Let people publish the fucking shit.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah.
I couldn't find out what was so wrong.
This is what's so frustrating about today's world, where back in the day, where it was like all about free speech and being able to say and do whatever you want, and don't
part of
censor
it
me,
too.
bro.
Well, part of it too is the frivolous lawsuits that are out there. Okay, because what you have is this was coffee. Oh, this is hot. Well, I'm gonna pour it in my lap. Oh fuck, it's Wawa's fault. Okay, we have this bullshit, and companies are just afraid. They are afraid of being called out. They're this. They're racist. They're sexist. They're misogynist. They don't want that stigma, whether it's wrong or right. They don't want to deal with that. They just don't want to deal with it. They don't want the bad publicity. They don't want to deal with shelling out the money. Although
there you go. There's the real reason there.
They don't want the money.
It's not about bad publicity and all that, because there's no such thing.
Well,
they don't want to lose
to
money.
some extent. There can be, especially if there's a huge backlash over something and it starts gaining traction. They don't want that, and they don't want to lose the money. So what happens is they will, rather than deal with that, they're going to say, you know what? You can't put that up. We don't care. You're one person. We don't care. We have all this other income coming in. You're one person. Fuck you. We don't care. And that's
we're scared.
What it comes
we're more
down
scared
to.
of the Karens.
Yeah, I mean, they are. These companies have no balls. They don't draw the line and say, look, this is frivolous. This is stupid. Go back to your home. Stop looking for shit to be bothered about, and just this is stupid, and then ignore it. Well, they're afraid someone's going to say, "Oh, this company ignored my email and they're racist. They're posting this stuff." Blah, blah, blah. It's what it comes down to: the money and the bullshit in the press.
Do you know how boring everything's going to be? Then I mean, like content and shirts.
No,
smiley faces.
Exactly. Just sell a fucking. That's all is on every T-shirt is just a smiley face, because you can't risk offending somebody.
But
that's what it comes down. Exactly, that's what it comes down to. I mean, if you're standing in front of a group of 5 people, chances are one person's going to be offended, and then you kind of deal with it there. And then I get that. But then you're standing in a group of like 5,000, and you're giving a lecture, and then 2 people get pissed off. Are you going to cater to those 2 people? No, you're not. You'll be like, you leave. You don't do a big ad campaign and go, oh, this person said some shit that I didn't like, and you have to shut them down because of my feelings. No.
So this is why it's a theory. It's a possibility. I'm not saying it's going to happen. But the thing about the internet is it has made this kind of stuff easy for the Karens. Whereas if things went, I'm not saying everything, I'm saying the kind of stuff that we like to do, or the stuff that Aaron's trying to do, went offline, right? Where it would be harder for them. And I think that's why there's there could be at some point a movement where they say, look, the only way to avoid censorship is to go offline. Because it's so much hard. Like, I think the thing about Karens is a part of them is they're lazy, right? They're not going to go take the time to actually write a letter or do any kind of legwork for their for their censorship, right? It's so easy to just send an email or send a tweet, right? Like you can whip up a Twitter mob about something that's online. But if it's not online, then you can't screenshot it. You can't link to it. It's so much more difficult to deal with.
Indeed. Welcome, Alec.
Hello.
So,
how
Alec,
you guys doing?
We're doing well. Alec, you know Aaron, Alec. There you go.
Aaron.
Hello.
You sexy beast.
Yep. Wait till you see the picture poses I'm going to give you.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah, Alec.
I just want to say big respect for being into Cowboy Bebop. I've been into that show for a long time, and I heard you're into it. I was like, yeah, this guy knows his shit.
It's like being into air and water and food.
Pretty much.
Like literally, if you don't like Cowboy Bebop, I'm not saying it has to be your favorite anime ever. But if you don't like it, you're really something wrong. It's like not liking Die Hard or pizza. There's just something wrong with you.
100%, man.
Yep.
Now, Goldfinger, that's the same thing. There's something wrong with you. You don't like Goldfinger. It's the number one.
Shots fired over the bow of Rob's head.
Oh, I never said I didn't like Goldfinger. I said it was not the greatest James Bond movie.
Okay, all right. I stand corrected. Or other egregious things like just not liking James Bond or thinking Ingrid Bergman's hot. These things are just wrong. They're just wrong.
Aaron, what is your all-time favorite James Bond movie?
It was Goldfinger. That's why.
Goldfinger. Okay,
Yeah,
and TJ, what is yours?
I'm kind of torn. There's a couple
Jesus!
We're gonna jerk off the Bond. All right. I see how it
Pick
is.
one.
I think that I liked For Your Eyes Only, but I also thought From Russia with Love was probably the best, personally.
I like that one too.
And first of all, for everyone listening, this is Cappy giving me crap about liking Ingrid Bergman. This is coming from a guy has a video still up on YouTube about how Michelle Obama is hot.
She is.
That's good. Wait, what?
What?
She's not like a 10. I thought she's
what
a
would
very
you
attractive
rate?
woman.
What would you rate her?
7.5.
Cappy, there's never
adjusting for age. I'd even go for an 8.
There's never been any speculation about whether or not Ingrid Bergman was a man.
There's
been plenty of speculation. There's
not only by people
Michelle
who
has
are
those childbearing hips.
Yeah, only people who drink rum and have the gay hand. Put rum into their coffee.
Rum and gay hand. There you go.
The gay hand rum.
There you go. It's a new brand. You got to be wearing a smoking jacket.
Yeah.
When you do this.
Welcome to my new podcast, Rum and Gay Hand. Today will be...
Rob, what is your... Never mind. He's not even here. So, Alec, what is your favorite James Bond?
This might cause a bit of a stir, but I have to go with The Living Daylights.
Is that the drug one?
That's a good choice.
Yeah, I think it's I always get mixed up with the other Dalton one, but it's the
drug one.
Yeah.
Dude, that was actually a good Bond film. Like, don't get me wrong, I thought Timothy Dalton's films were good. I thought he's a very underrated Bond.
It's just that intro, man. Like when that film starts and he's essentially fighting off this rogue SAS agent, and then after all that shit, there's this girl on a boat, and she's just like, "Oh, if only I had a real man." And then he just falls through the roof, and he's like, "Hello."
Oh, that was a good scene. Yeah,
I love the part where he says he calls in his boss, says, "I'll be there in an hour," and she gives him a glass of champagne, and says, "Won't
2
you
hours.
join me?" And he goes,
2 hours.
Better make that 2.
Yeah.
It's like some classic shit, but he looks like an SAS soldier. He looks like he'd shoot you in the fucking face. Whereas,
I've long held that Timothy Dalton is the one Bond where if I was
definitely AOC.
Yeah, I would definitely be terrified of him as a villain. Daniel Craig kind of has that look, but
I figured out Daniel Craig. I figured it out. He looks like a UFC fighter pretending to be an SAS soldier.
You know what? I'm gonna agree. I liked Casino Royale, but Timothy Dalton is the one who's got like the crazy look in his eye. Like, I will kill everyone in this room and just walk off, have a cigarette, and have sex with a girl that I don't care about either.
Kind of like Rob's looking right now because we keep talking about James Bond.
I know. It's like
I just don't get it.
We might as well be talking about dispensationalism.
The fuck is that?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly my point.
Well, what was your name again? Pence, Frank? Oh, Alec? Well, Alec.
He's from New Zealand.
New Zealand. That's what I was going to answer. Was New Zealand or Oz? I couldn't precisely place. I couldn't precisely place it. At least I didn't say South Africa. I can.
It's a similar accent, man. Like they don't actually sound too different. I can do an okay South African accent.
No, you don't have to. I don't. And what town are you in? Auckland?
I'm in the deep south, man. I'm in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
That's the least populated area?
Pump Handle, New Zealand.
He's right next to the Hobbit land.
No, I'm in a town that has, I think, a population less than 20.
20 people or 20,000?
No, less than 20 people. It's literally just a series of houses.
Wow, you're just trying to get away from things and chill out and.
Pretty much, man. I was staying in a city, but I've got family out here, so I'm just chilling out here during the quarantine, so I don't have to deal with all the bullshit.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
There's Gandalf. So yeah, tell me, what's it like living next to the Shire?
Well, I actually grew up near the Shire, which is in the North Island. So where I am now is in the bottom of the South Island, but where I grew up was in that countryside. So it looked exactly like it did in the film. Yeah, it was cool, man. I had a pretty interesting childhood out there. You know, we did all sorts of fun outdoorsy shit.
That's cool.
Yeah,
and
we
New
used to.
Zealand seems like a really beautiful. I mean, and the geography.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of like, you know, I'm not.
The best thing is they don't have these like horrible spiders.
We have nothing that can kill you.
Yeah,
we don't have any snakes.
Awesome. Just
zero
snakes, no spiders. No. You must have very strict import-export importing kind of animal rules.
Oh fuck yeah! When it comes to anything bio, that's the shit we care about. You're a terrorist, whatever. But if you bring in like shoes with mud on them, it's like fuck. Don't bring in muddy shoes. They will make you wash them at the airport. Like that's crazy.
You gotta. I mean, what little egg from a spider's about that big.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes in on a banana. I saw this movie in the 70s once. That's how the big tarantulas got into town. They hitched a ride on bananas. But yeah, I'm surprised being that close to Australia with a lot of traffic. There hasn't been one egg. Heck, even the birds. Some birds must be able to make the flight between Australia and New Zealand and island hop and bring some kind of. I'm just amazed there's no dangerous insects that have made it.
Yeah, well, the thing is the native animals here are all very harmless because there were no land predators. So that's like our national bird is the kiwi. It is the most useless fucking bird ever. It can't fly, can't defend itself. It's literally worse off than a chicken. So it's fucking
Jesus.
It's endangered. Like we have to keep it alive because if we didn't, it would just get completely wiped out by cats.
So that's your welfare people.
Exactly right.
Okay, you guys got welfare people too.
Well,
all right.
I was going to say that New Zealand is. I'm not saying we're the exact same, but like with Washington State, where I live, we have desert, we have a tropical rainforest, the Olympic National Forest. We've got the alpine area that I live in. It literally looks like I can show you pictures of areas of the of Switzerland or Bavaria that look just like it. There's a Bavarian tourist town where I live. Then you've got, you know, the ocean, like the geography is very diverse. Like you get everything in Washington State. It seems like in New Zealand, you kind of get the same thing where you get these very vast rolling plains. You get the mountains. You get these kind of, you know, the Shire area where it's a lot of like small hills and stuff like that. I think
my favorite part is definitely the volcanic aspect to it as well. So you can go.
We got two big volcanoes here, Rainier and St. Helens.
So our biggest ski field is also our biggest active volcano. So you can actually go into the crater. You can look down into the crater of a volcano, ski down the mountain, and then go spearfishing in the same day in the ocean.
Like
so,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that is very cool.
It's crazy.
It just takes a whole day of flight to get to you. Jesus.
Yeah, man, it's a long way away, and once you get here, it's like you're fucked. We're gonna take all your money.
Nice.
You have until the North Korean sister is potentially going to take over North Korea.
Oh, God,
until that woman, you had the most bitchiest looking president I have ever seen. Like that woman just looks like she has hate instead of blood. And
do you mean the young woman, the leftist? You should see the one we had before her. So we had one prime minister, well, two actually prime ministers before her on the right wing party, and then before that we had this woman called Helen Clark. That might be the one you're actually talking about, but
it's your current one that took your AR-15s away. Helen Clark.
No, not her. You need to see Helen Clark. Google her, put her on the screen. You will see a bitchy looking woman. That
oh
woman
Jesus!
was hard, man.
Oh,
yeah.
Is she from Britain? Because her teeth are all fucked up.
Well, we're all British blood, so that makes
Well,
sense.
I know, but look at this one. It's like she's chewing on her tooth. Holy shit! Look at this. Open link, a new tab. I'm gonna send this to the chat room. Unless this is
she was tough too, man. She was no joke.
Here, I'll put this in the private chat room. Look at this. Now, she was a lefty or a righty?
Oh, you went to Whale Oil. The site you just linked is like a famous opinion blog. She was a lefty, but she was. I mean, you say that with quotes because she definitely did a lot of things that could be considered right wing. You know, she sent out troops to Afghanistan and all this kind of thing.
I just want them to be presented. Like, I give the same criticism against Boris Johnson. Like, can you just be presentable in public?
Did you see his girl?
Boris Johnson's wife or girlfriend?
Yeah, he just had a baby with this 32-year-old. He's definitely batting.
Boris Johnson wife. Images.
She's like a mistress. She's the first non-wife to live in number 10 Downing.
Oh, really?
He had an affair with her.
She's all right. She's okay. Yeah,
not bad, huh?
Not bad for his ugly mug, but
exactly.
I mean, she's okay. I don't know. TJ might take a crack at her. I probably wouldn't.
Oh, you'd give her a hoon if you were 10 beers in. Don't lie.
Oh, 10 beers?
I am 10 bears.
No.
South one too many. I don't know how far Bora Bora is from NZ. I don't actually know where that is.
Okay. Yeah, I would not bang. Would not bang.
The weird thing is, like, our left-wing parties aren't. It's not as black and white. So our left-wing party was the anti-immigration party.
Really?
Yeah, because the right-wing party supports mass immigration from China because they get a lot of money from the Chinese with business and other grants and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
So it's a whole different setup here.
When it was the late 90s, the mid to late 90s, my job, among other things, was to keep track of Asian economies. And I used to be very on top of Australian, Korean, Japanese, Taiwanese, and New Zealand politics. I could tell you everything about it. And now I don't know who is what or anything like that. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they wanted immigration.
Yeah, well, it's another way to solve the whole aging population issue, isn't it? You can delay that demographic bubble by bringing in young, skilled people from other countries.
Well, you just get rid of your welfare programs. I don't know. I'm just a fucking economist. What the fuck do I know? You know.
That's the logic, anyway.
No. Well, listen, guys, I'm gonna get going here. And practice my cancer pose for you to make fun of.
After your game, practice.
I'll get you that.
Practice your gay hand.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna send a written letter to Rob, 8 pages long, asking his opinion on every James Bond movie ever.
Yeah, as well you should.
Do it. No, I would love it.
Hey, though, if I do go to Moab, Rob, do you want to meet out there, or are you busy? You're too busy working, I'd imagine.
Well, depends on when you're coming out to Moab.
Okay. I might, because the weather is ideal right now and those hotel prices look great. So I might have to. I'm actually going to go visit Chad Elkins this upcoming Wednesday.
Nice.
Well, yeah, but you don't know him. It's kind of like, it's charity, like, he's a CPA's in Chicago, and he's shorter than us, and it's like, you feel bad for the kid. You got to like go, parents pay me to go hang out with them. Like, how's our son? He's alive. Are we in his will or what? Do you want him bumped off too there, Mrs. Elkin? Oh, it's sad. It's sad. So I feel sorry for the boy. So someone's got to be his friend. Someone's got to be his friend.
Yeah, you got to take one. You have to take one for the team.
Yeah. Remember that time you guys paid me to go visit TJ, so no one else had to? you know. And
Yeah, and I said,
Oh,
we don't
Gary,
like,
God
we don't
damn.
like your kind around here, you sodomites.
all right, I'll see you guys. Thanks for having me on.
See ya.
You got it later.
Yeah, bye.
And then number 4.
Adios.
Indeed. How
Suddenly,
you-
the environment got a lot more straighter.
got a lot, got a lot
Got a
cleaner.
lot more
That's
massive.
over.
There you go. How you holding up, Alec?
Good, man. Good. I just wanted to ask Rob, how fucking high were you on that that broadcast I saw at your friend's place, man? Holy shit!
Oh my god.
Then
Oh,
at the end, you were
our
just
last
sloshed.
broadcast? Yeah.
That was so funny.
God. It was bad. It was bad. No, I got a blog post coming up about that, as a matter of fact, here in about a week or so, I think. It's like I had to talk about that because it was
So funny.
it was way bad. Way bad, way bad. So yeah, it was I
And
was
you're like, I've got to sober up at the end. I was like, fuck, mate, you need to take a nap too.
no shit. I need to dunk my head in fucking ice water. I'm telling you what.
Seriously.
It was bad. It was really bad. So yeah, that's a moment in time that let's not replay that one. That's a good one.
He says,
Yeah.
taking a drink of beer.
It's only worse because you filmed it. Like every one of us has had a moment probably worse than that. But
Well, I've had it worse than that. But it's been, oh my God, the last time I had a moment worse than that one, I'll bet you it's been over 30 years. I think the last time I had one that bad, I was actually under the legal age. That it's like,
Jesus.
yeah. And so that was like my number 2, where it's like, oh my God, that was bad. That was just terrible.
I remember the first time I smoked weed, I was like, I think I was 15 years old or 16, and we were drinking a lot. And you know that rule, you never smoke weed after getting drunk, because it just, did not pay attention to that. They gave me what we call buckies. I think you guys might call them gravity bongs.
Oh, I know what those are. Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. This guy gave me some of those. I was this young kid and I was partying with these university students, and he's just like, try some of these, man. Like, fuck, that was the first time I remembered the night in patches. Like, there are moments of that night I just don't even know what happened. And all sorts of shit happened, man. Like, it was, I did a lot of things for the first time.
You're talking about blackout.
I think that was the night I lost my virginity, but I'm not 100%.
That sucks. You don't remember. Maybe that's a good thing.
It was, yeah. She wasn't good looking. That
Oh,
girl I woke up next to. So
Yeah, I wasn't quite that bad on Saturday. It wasn't blackout, but it was pretty close. That it's like, I remember doing the show. I remember muting the mic for most of it because I was terrified of what was going to fall out of my mouth. And so I just was like, I'm going to just mute this because otherwise I'm just going to start saying incoherent shit.
Yeah, you were muted most of the night on the first one.
Right. And that's the one I'm talking about. That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah. And so I know I wasn't blackout because I've been there. And like I said, it's been like 30 years since I've been blackout.
What's your friend's name again?
Skelton.
Skelton, yeah. Oh, no, the one whose house you were at, that was Skelton?
That was Skelton, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And he had his friends come over, his hairdresser who lives with...
She lives there. She lives at his place, and then it was her boyfriend, or I don't know what the hell he is. But yeah.
That's a weird scenario.
That episode, the second episode, that's when I had a chance to like sober up. That it's like, I wasn't straight sober, but at least I was like, oh, I'm coherent. I know what's going on. I know what I'm saying. I know what everybody else is saying, and so the second episode was me more at my usual self, where that first one, it was just terrible. That, I've had people like, so have you watched that? No. Are you gonna watch it? No.
Best not to think about it.
We had another MG episode where we all got
number 12.
Number 12. He even knows the
Oh yeah.
Number 12.
This
a day that will live on in infamy.
Yeah, exactly.
This last one to me was even worse than 12. 12 was bad because by the end I'm like trying to hang on and I was just like I actually, after the episode finished, I actually went and threw up.
Oh shit.
And that's how bad it was. And so like the next day I'm thinking, oh fuck, did I just make a complete and utter ass out of myself? And TJ,
Nobody's perfect.
well, no, but at the same time, we're grown ass adults here too. And that's where I remember asking Vince.
I mean, are you really?
Well, are we? I don't know, really. But that's where I was like, oh my God, So I had to ask Vince, it's like, did I make a complete and utter buffoon out of myself and embarrass you guys too? And he's like, oh no, you were actually okay.
No, you were.
And it's like, oh, okay. Well, this one to me, this last Saturday was worse than that one. That's why I was muting the mic for most of it. Is it's just like the shit that's falling out of my mouth, the shit that's falling out of Skelton's mouth. It was just like, dude, we are so up in the stratosphere. None of this shit even makes sense. And it's like, no, all these guys are going to be like, what the fuck are those two going on about? It's like, no, we're just going to not talk. And that's where I was like, I got to go. I got to get the fuck out of this. I got to go and sober up. I got to do something.
Yeah.
So that's where I left and came back.
It answered the question of like, how does Skelton look like he's had a haircut every week in the middle of lockdown? It's like, oh.
There you go.
Well, he's got a hairstylist that's living with him full time. So there you have it.
Is he recently divorced?
No, he's been divorced for a little bit. I think a couple of years.
Yeah.
Skelton's origin story, and I guess I'm not going to tell it because it's his story to tell. It's not my story to tell. But the part I will say is his kind of finding the red pill, kind of getting his shit together to one degree or another. That's more recent. He's definitely like a lot of guys, myself included. When I was married, I was a total schlub. I was a total blue pill, just fucking beta bullshit. And for me, my defining moment was, get divorced or kill yourself. And killing myself looked appetizing. Staring down the barrel of a gun looked good. It's like, I'd rather be dead. If this is the rest of my life, then I don't want it.
Sorry, I actually remember seeing you on the first. It was the first Red Man group, wasn't it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just want to say. I just want to say it's like a night and day difference, man. I remember seeing you and your demeanor on that episode and just thinking, man, this guy's been through some shit recently, because you came off a bit nervous and very quiet.
I mean, when Rollo invited me onto the show, I was shitting my pants because at that time it's like, it's Rollo Tomasi. Yeah. And it's Donovan Sharp and it's Rich Cooper, that I was kind of having like this fanboy moment where I'm like, and Aaron Clarey, it's all these big names that I've followed and thought they were pretty cool. And I'm thinking, what the hell am I going to say to guys like these guys? I have no fucking clue. And I had no fucking clue. I had no idea what I was saying. It's like, I'm just happy to be here, basically. And that's when I learned a few things. That one, with that group, especially those group of guys, if you're going to wait your turn to talk, you're never going to get a turn. So you have to kind of jump in there. You have to just kind of be like, fuck it, I'm jumping in. Because if you wait, you're never getting your chance. And that's not a criticism. It's just how it is. And that was one thing I learned from that episode is if you kind of want to speak, you kind of have to, diplomatically, but you kind of have to butt your fucking way in. And so that was a take-home lesson for me. And that's where I also realized, man, I really need to figure my shit out as far as what do I want to say? What do I want to do? And so, I've grown a lot, obviously, since then. And I love that episode, even though I
not
watched
height-wise though.
Same height as always, TJ. Thanks for stealing the thunder, you motherfucker.
You're a crazy man.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, you.
Oh, I love that film. I remember when I first watched that.
So and that's one thing I learned to do was certain videos I'll go back and rewatch because it's like, okay, it's self-criticism, I guess. It's where could I do better? What could I do better with? Blah, 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 whatever you want to call it. And then it's repetition, doing it over and over. And
I just want to say one more thing, Rob.
I'm a lot better than I was then.
Oh, sorry. I just want to say that you should I'm sure you've already thought of this, but when you write a book, it needs to be called Let 'Em Burn.
Oh, absolutely.
Like that's a good title for a fucking book, man.
Well, it's kind of my life's motto because
he does have a chapter in the upcoming Masculine Geek book, so look out for that.
There you have it.
Sick.
We'll keep you posted. Yep.
Absolutely.
So there's a chapter in the MG book called Let 'Em Burn.
Fucking oath.
That's right.
Now, that could be some shit you'll see on Amazon, that actually gets popular. You could imagine it being called Let 'Em Burn. It's just about, like, I've applied that to so many things where I would be worried about what other people are doing.
But I don't know if it ever would, because way too many, the general public, I think, would be too scared or too sensitive to that type of a title. Because I know the cover art, I have a vision in my head of what it would look like, and it would probably be a guy on fire. And it's like, yeah, he's fucking burning. It's like, how gruesome is that? It's like, but that's what you have to do. And there'd be like me in the background laughing about it, like, oh, look at that motherfucker.
That book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck? I haven't actually read it, but that's immensely popular.
Yep.
That's what it reminds me of.
There's that one, and there's another one that, because I've read it. I know the book. You're talking about Mark Manson. Not a bad book. Not a bad book. It's okay. Models was better, but that's a whole different subject as well than what he's writing about with The Subtle Art. But there's another one, if you guys want to check it out. It's called Fuck It. That's the name of the book. It actually came out before Mark Manson's did. And it's kind of the same thing. It's a little more fluffy, a little more new agey-ish. And so you have to kind of parse through that bullshit. But that's the name of the book, is Fuck It. And it's like, oh yeah, here's another good one, And so, guys in the chat, check them out, have fun with them. But yeah,
indeed.
So hopefully, I'm glad for the feedback, Alec. I appreciate that, because if I was exactly the same way I was on the Red Man group, it's like, wow, then I haven't really improved or done anything. So.
Yeah, no, it's good to see, man. I love seeing that kind of shit. The whole comebackers story. It's a very satisfying thing to see.
Absolutely. So keep at it, guys. That's the key. You get to burn, you get to fall off the wagon, you get to fuck up, and you get to shrug it off and keep going.
Indeed. And this upcoming Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, I do believe. Or is that whatever?
I think. Well, I know on mine it says 10 a.m. on my time frame for Mountain.
Yeah, I think it's 11 a.m. I think it's 11 a.m. Eastern. Anyway,
we need to get this figured out. Amos, one of you guys, what goddamn time is it?
Yeah, so we're going to be on the 10K Rum podcast.
So 11 a.m. Central Time, Amos. Is that a yay or a nay?
And like 12. What the fuck?
Well, because that's good for me to know if that's the case.
No, he sent the link out. I'm gonna hang on. All right, here it is. Rah. Oh, they're adorable. Okay.
I have a question for the panel and the chat. I recently I think I messaged Vince about it, but I bought a domain that I might look into doing something with after I finish this semester of study. I got mediatrash.net. And I just wanted to see if anyone has any ideas on. The obvious idea is you just post stuff that's critical of the media and just kind of poke fun at how goofy and like double-sided the articles can be. So, any ideas? Welcome.
Yeah, my question for you is: let me ask you this, Alec. With Media Trash, which I like the name, by the way, I think that's very catchy.
Yeah.
The first thing I think of when I think media trash is I do think like you're taking a stab at whether it's social media, corporate media, mainstream media, all forms of media. Basically, you're taking kind of a hypercritical look at them. You're I guess maybe pulling the curtain back and looking at the man behind the curtain instead of the great and powerful wizard. Is that kind of your goal with this, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, man. Like I've been seeing a lot of shit recently, and even just our local media here in New Zealand, where they're trying to. It's just fear mongering. Like it's the same old shit. But Like, I'll give you an example. We have, if I can just find it, give me 2 seconds. So we've got one where it says, US health officials see rise in consumption of cleaning products to treat COVID-19. So that's the title, right? So you assume, oh, fuck, everyone's following Trump's advice and they are drinking disinfectant. And then the last paragraph of that article.
I hope they are. Fuck them if they're that stupid.
The last paragraph is, yeah.
That's letting them burn. Jesus.
At the end, it says, while the CDC says the data doesn't show a clear link between exposure to disinfectants and treating COVID-19, the report says it's likely the two are linked due to stay-at-home orders and guidance to frequently clean hands and dirty surfaces. So it's actually got nothing to do with what they said it did in the title.
It's clickbait is what it is.
Yeah. So that's like a really... like, technically they didn't do it, and there's way better examples than that. Like, there's shit that the media pull. Obviously, You guys have seen that.
Well, let me ask you this. Because where you've got the name media trash, and it's definitely, I like it. It's kind of provocative. It kind of makes you stop and think about it and go, whoa, what the hell? But let me ask you this, Alec. What do you want to do? Like, with my name, Rob Says. Okay, it's me, obviously. It's me running my mouth because I'm pretty fucking good at it. But I can talk about anything I want. It can be Red Pill, it can be Geek, it can be whatever I want it to be, which is why I chose that particular name. Because if I had chose something else, like my WordPress name as an example, I kind of paint myself into a corner. Okay. Media trash to me doesn't necessarily paint you into the corner, because the way I see it, it's like, well, you could talk about music, what music's good, what music sucks, whatever you want it to be. But that's my question to you, because that was one of the things I struggled with when I first decided I need to pony up and actually buy a domain name. And I thought, okay, what do I want it to be? And that's when I thought, well, before I figure out what I want the name to be, what do I want to talk about? Or what do I want to do? So that I don't end up painting myself into a corner where, okay, media trash, as just an example, I'm not saying this is obviously ironclad, but you may paint yourself into the corner where the name fits and it makes sense when you want to talk shit about mainstream media or social media or any type of media. But what if you get bored doing that? What if you want to pivot? What if you want to change it up and talk about other things, in addition to also pointing out that the emperor has no clothes? Because I know I squirrel. It's like, oh, I move over here, I move over there, but it still falls under Rob Says. And so it's kind of like this umbrella that, hey, I can talk about anything because it's Rob Says. And no one can kind of pin it down. And so the name stays, it stays true to whatever, because it's me running my mouth versus, well, I'm talking Red Pill, or I'm talking video games, or I'm talking movies, or I'm beating off to Bond, or whatever it may be. It's Rob Says. And
my simple answer to that would just be to have different websites for different things. So,
and you could do that as well. I know a lot of people that do.
But the main goal with it would be exactly what you just said, is just to show the emperor with no clothes. So that means, so ultimately, I would like to, I don't know if this is what I'm going to end up doing, but I love the idea of basically independent media and citizen journalism, even not to the point where it's, inaccurate bullshit citizen journalism, but legitimate citizen journalism, I think is a powerful thing. And I'd love to show the mainstream media, as the emperor with no clothes, and show people what they're actually doing.
That kind of stuff. That's one of the things with, like, what's his name? Shit. He wrote the book, Trust Me, I'm Lying. You know who I'm talking about, right?
I know of it. Yeah, I haven't actually read that one.
I loved that one. I'm reading one right now, paperback version that's called Trust Us, We're Experts. And the other one is called Toxic Sludge, It's Good for You. And it's all about PR. It's all about spin. It's all about manipulating people's opinions. It's Edward Bernays stuff, but it's more recent versus Edward Bernays, which if you're interested in that, look up Crystallizing Public Opinion.
Propaganda.
Yeah, and propaganda.
That one opened my eyes, man. When I read that shit,
absolutely.
I was like,
Absolutely. And I
love
love
respected the guy.
Oh, yeah, the dude was a mastermind. He was a fucking genius.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, that to me is what media trash reminds me of. Is it's like, oh, you're kind of wanting to expose Bernays and some of these other assholes for the shit they do, which I applaud. I'm all behind that. It's like, hell yeah. But I know for me, while I like that stuff, that's not the only thing I want to write about. And if you want to have multiple websites, that's fine too. Nothing wrong with that. And if you want to do that, by all means, do that. But for me, it's like, I kind of want everything under one umbrella. And that's why I just chose the name I chose.
Have you purchased letandburn.com or something?
Nah, nothing like that yet. I'll look into it if someone already hasn't, Atham's already buying the name right now, I can tell.
I'm going to check it right now because
so am I.
I won't buy it, but as for hosting, I use for websites that I do have for other stuff I think it's OVH. They're really good.
Well,
they have some great.
It's not coming up in DuckDuckGo. Everything there is other bullshit.
Also, I use I don't know about you guys, but I use Namecheap because they have free privacy or free whois protection with every registration.
That's nice.
So people can't see your address and shit like that if they search your domain name.
Oh, that's good to know, because when I need to renew mine or something, I can transfer it over to something like that and get that for free. As right now, granted, it's not breaking the bank, but I'm paying a couple of bucks a year to keep my personal address private.
Yeah. Let 'em burn. LETEMBURN is taken.
.com.
Yeah, it's taken.com. There's .net. You could go let them burn. I don't know.
I like let them burn since that's how I
burn. Get the .net then, man.
Yeah, .net. Why not? It'll be kind of true with the Rob Says .net because the .com was taken, and that one to buy it, they want like $5,000 for it or something. It's like, fuck that. I'm not paying that much.
Yeah, I mean, if no one's using it, it's just they're just holding it to try and sell it. It's not exactly competition anyway. So
right.
TJ's gone awfully silent. What are you up to, TJ?
Just listening and waiting for the opportune moment.
So why is the camera gone today? Are you just chilling out naked or?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I got a couple girls over here. I don't know.
Or you're just making that up? No.
Yeah, no. I just didn't feel like it today.
Tell him I said hi.
Well, the freaking thing with my house is there's no good spot really to do.
Tell him I said hi. That's funny.
Tell him I said hi, see? Yeah, I'll tell all the redheads. Yeah, so there's like no good spot really to do video. Because I like the corner.
True that, Red.
Where it's got all the stuff that I've got, but like the lighting isn't that great, and I don't know. And then
JD, I am a Kiwi.
The other problem is Vince was complaining. I'm not saying this is the reason, but every time there's a problem with the audio, but when I got on the microphone, there's no problem, right?
I wasn't the only one to notice the noise. Everyone in the chat heard it. Rob heard it. Everybody.
I know. That's why I stopped. I was like, okay, it's the camera.
Christ.
I know. Even he's like, TJ, we're up in heaven. We can hear this too. Stop it.
Yeah, right. Damn. Can hear
that's why I stopped doing the visual stuff. Is like the
you
camera.
Getting a new camera?
I don't think it's the camera. I think it's actually
just said it was the camera.
Well, I'm saying like, Good lordy. I think that what it
Make
is.
up your mind. Turn on the camera now, and then see if it comes on. There's your test.
No, I
'Cause
don't
you
think
can
it's the
find up to-
laptop. I don't think it's the laptop.
He's naked.
Camera.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with being naked, man. It's good to let your balls air out every so often.
That's right.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. We're working on it. I'm thinking of hanging the webcam from the ceiling or one of the bookshelves, so that way I don't have to deal with that. Or with the mic. I don't know. I'm figuring this stuff out.
You want to hang your camera from the ceiling?
I don't like the angle.
It's a security camera.
Nah, I know.
Yeah, security camera. See.
It'd be really cool. See, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. My house is weird. Why I'm not doing the video stuff, guys? Probably wondering. Just didn't feel like it today.
Just let his face have a break. It needs some rest.
There you go.
Yeah, I cut myself up working the axe, chopping wood.
Chopping wood, Shay.
It's chopping broccoli.
See, I love chopping wood, man. It's so much
Chopping
fun.
wood is fun.
Name that reference.
It's very could be stress relieving too.
That it
yeah.
is. That it is, Edward.
Work out
That it is.
We have a big hydraulic splitter, but it's still more fun.
You where you live, do you have a lot of acreage?
It's actually a fairly small section, but we're surrounded by farmland, so it looks like there isn't, and you can just go wandering. No one's really going to give a shit.
Cool. But everybody's got their fucking video turned. Well, you know what? Fuck you guys.
It's an audio podcast now.
That's right. Fuck you guys. It's all radio.
You're all just
now.
trying to copy me.
That's it. Well, TJ started off with the cool icon. It's the meme he made for Masculine Geek early this afternoon.
Yeah. See, we're gonna do cool avatar. See, you're gonna like it.
I don't
see?
even have a camera attached to this computer, so even if I wanted to, I
So,
couldn't
what
at
is
the
your
moment.
photo of Alec? I'm curious.
Oh, it's of the
Let him burn.
So yeah, exactly. It's from a Cage Baker novel cover. So she's the author who wrote the character Alec Checkerfield in another series of novels. So this one, I just googled Cage Baker, and this is the coolest looking one. That was it. Nothing special.
Cool. It is. It does have a let him burn motif.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. Now that you mention it,
Rob. I like it. See.
Well, now that you guys mention it, fuck it. I bought the domain name, so
good man.
Nice.
the net.
The dot. Cool. There you go.
Yes, the .com's not available, but I bought the .net.
Perfect.
So let them burn is mine now.
That's right.
There we go.
Sweet. Thanks for the kick in the ass, Alec.
No worries. Yes, Alec Checkerfield is based on a book called The Graveyard Game by Cage Baker. Most of the characters are immortal cyborgs created in the past by an organization known as Dr. Zeus Inc., which exists in the 24th century and has both time travel and immortality technology.
Cool.
And their official business is the finding for a fee of artifacts and living things thought lost to time, which have actually been carefully collected by the cyborgs known as preservers, aided by the fixers, conmen, and masters of deception known as facilitators. So it's all this crazy shit. It's pretty interesting.
Nice.
I haven't read a book in ages though, man. I'm such a lazy cunt with that right now.
No?
Yeah, I mean, I've been reading The Prince by Machiavelli for like a good 6 months.
But you're in school, so you've been doing a lot of school related reading and work, correct?
Yeah, for sure. But
Okay.
I tend to stick with Audible these days, eh?
Yeah, there's a few books that I I'm enjoying via Audible.
What are they?
Well, the one I'm going through right now, well, there's two of them. And let me, one is called The Club, and that is about Johnson, Boswell, and the friends who shaped an age. It's about essentially guys getting together over food and drink and talking about ideas, philosophy, history, kind of what we do online, but they did it in person under one roof.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sir Roger Scruton has a book, The Philosophy. Get the exact title of it. I drink, therefore I am. There we go. I just set it off when I hit the title. I drink, therefore I am. A philosopher's guide to wine.
A philosopher's guide to wine.
It's really, really good. I'm enjoying Sir Roger Scruton's other work as well. He just died recently, I think last year or the year before.
So you're into your wines, are you?
Yes. I've been into wine for a couple of years now.
Dude, you should definitely come here then.
Trust me, it's on the list. We will do a Masculine Geek New Zealand meetup. That will be yeah.
We make some killer whites and a few really good reds too. I don't know too much about wine though, so don't ask me shit about it.
No, that's all right. That's why I'll be there. Yeah, sometimes audiobooks I'll fall asleep to. It depends on the reader. It's good if you're just puttering around your lair, your fortress of solitude. You're doing things. Maybe you are writing a little bit. Maybe you are cleaning something. Maybe you're just going through your books. Like today, I was going through things that I had taken out of storage, and I want to organize, into keeping, donating, throwing out. I had an audiobook going, so it's nice to do it that way. I don't know what you guys do with your audiobooks, whether you just, sit rigidly in a fucking chair and listen, or you're doing other shit. So
always doing other shit, eh?
Exactly.
So even just going for a walk or fucking, commuting, whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You're definitely commuting. When I do finally end the working from home and get back to work, my commute's about 40-45 minutes, which is perfect. So, and I don't a lot of people complain, the commute, and Aaron is a very anti-commuting kind of person. I don't mind. I like driving. I've never lost my awe and enjoyment of driving, so that's fine for me. And I'll throw on an audiobook. So
yeah, driving's awesome. I would love to get into writing though. That's something I've wanted to get into for a while, but I tend to travel a lot, so
cool.
But
I've never listened to any audiobook. Never will.
Have never listened to any audiobook. Yeah.
Well, homeschooler, you should listen to my audiobook that is coming out on the 4th, The Song of Wolfgar.
That is true. You throw that
by Jack.
Oh yeah. Dude,
do you have a link, TJ? Do you have a link to that? We can.
Yeah, I got a link to it. See.
We can pimp your shit.
Yeah, you're gonna like it. See.
You dirty whore.
Yeah. You dirty rat.
Filthy slut.
That's right.
All right, I just put it in the private chat.
Who's it narrated by, TJ?
What?
Is it narrated by Jack?
Is what about Jack?
Is your book narrated?
It is narrated by Jack. Yes.
I fucking I cracked up so much when he told that story about Cappy making him read out a thing with lots of THs in it.
True.
Oh my god!
I had to make that meme. I made a meme of it and I shared it privately. And apparently Aaron took it and ran with it and made a mug out of it.
Oh my god!
It's pretty funny. There you go.
Oh, that guy's a genius.
So this still doesn't help us, TJ, as far as like a link to actually pre-purchase it.
So it's not Audible is not available for pre-ordering.
Yeah, okay. There's assholes.
Yeah, those bastard sons of bitches.
It's a beautiful cover.
Oh, dude, do you understand? So it took a long time for the artist
I
to get
know.
it done. Yeah, he knows.
I know.
He knows.
I know.
But like, this is why I waited, because this is amazing. Like, I love this. This is exactly how I wanted it to be. I'm getting so there's the regular poster of it. I'll send you guys the copy of the 1 second. I'm putting this in the private chat. So that I'm having a poster I'm going to frame a poster of that and put it up on my wall.
All right, I'll share that. Hang on.
Along with the $25 that Aaron is sending me for losing the bet.
There you go. You can send him back to him. You can send him back to it with the gay hand request.
What was the bet about, TJ?
The bet had to do with James Bond, which Rob is favorite subject. He could talk about Bond for hours.
We can't beat off the Bond anymore. We're done. You have to go back and listen later.
Dude, I'll tell you, I beat off so much to it. My dick is sore and raw.
The way you like it, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but I just can't do another moment. Jesus.
Nothing like that raw dick.
That's right. So that's it. It's a very good cover. I like it.
Yeah.
So
the Kindle version is coming out on Friday, May 1st. Audible book coming out on the 4th.
What about the paperback, TJ? When's that coming out?
When this Coors Light virus subsides and
Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, something like that.
So, like in over a year is what you're saying. Once the
I'm
vaccine
gonna
hits the
have to
street?
chat with the cover. I'm gonna have to chat with the artist to make sure it's good.
Yeah. Indeed.
Get out.
All right, gentlemen. It's almost the 2-hour mark, so we're going to say goodnight to you all. Everyone in the chat, thank you for joining. Obviously, Alec, good to have you again. Good to talk to you.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure for you to know us. Yes.
Right back at you.
Yeah. Where can everyone find you?
A Checkerfield on Twitter at the moment is my only presence for this pen name. So
excellent. How about you, the enforcer?
TJMartinell.com.
Rob?
RobSays.net.
There you go. There you have it. And I'm at masculinegeek.com. Now, Red Crusader, we appreciate and we love your harassing. No worries. And earlier I was just busting your balls. You know that. So everyone enjoy the rest of the week. Enjoy the weekend. We may do some more random podcast or broadcast. We'll see. But until then, keep the fires burning and keep moving forward. Good night, gentlemen.
Adios.
Vaya con Dios.